Good morning, everyone. Jen Tozer, your portfolio manager here. We just had the seminar this weekend. Thank you for everyone who came. And if you couldn't come, that's okay. We should hopefully have it published on our YouTube and website in about 2 weeks. We'll send out an email notification when it's done. But I wanted to spend a couple minutes talking about a question that I had at the end of the seminar that didn't get recorded. I thought you might find interesting. So it was about Venezuela and Greenland and how that could affect us in 2026. So let's talk about Venezuela. There's a long history of American politicians or governments going in and removing people that are in power that they thought were dictators or not good people. So that's one thing. But is this now going to affect the actual supply of oil for the US? Well, back in 2007, the Venezuelan government at the time actually just repatriated all of the US oil assets that they had there, specifically taking them away from ExxonMobil and ConocoPhillips. So today, those countries aren't that excited about spending a bunch more money going back to redevelop assets in Venezuela, because who knows what could happen in the next 5 to 20 years. That's point one. Point two is let's talk about Greenland. Okay, so why do countries want other properties or other assets? It's generally has been for three reasons. Number one, it would be to open up new trade routes. Number two, it would be to have access to new resources. And the third reason would be for military defense. And for Greenland and the US, Greenland checks all three boxes. So what could happen? Let's just assume there's an invasion. And if Denmark has to go head to head with the US, Denmark's going to lose. Denmark would have to actually recruit the support of Germany and France and Britain. That's unknown if that would happen, especially because it would mean the end of NATO, and the population of Greenland's pretty small at 50,000 people. So I don't think that's likely. But I also don't think that if Trump really wants Greenland, he should get it for free. Denmark right now Greenland is not a profit center for Denmark right now, so they could look at selling it or joint venturing it or having some type of profit agreement. There's some financial arrangement that could be made that would be a lot more palatable to the rest of the world and achieve what Trump ultimately wants. So I'm not too worried about Greenland. The other thing to think about is that people often say, well, but if he gets Greenland, does that just mean he's going to be on this acquisition, train? And what about Canada? Canada is not a good country to invade because we're just sparsely populated and we're really, really big. And quite frankly, if you want something in Canada, you can buy it, right? Right now, the US gets water through Niagara Falls with their current treaty agreements. Many, many times we've had oil companies that own oil assets in Canada. You can develop a mine here. You don't have to be Canadian. You just have to be patient. So I don't think that that's really realistic. But the final thing I want to talk about is that despite all of this political worry and geopolitical potential events, historically, they're always going on. Globally, there are geopolitical events that are always happening or could potentially happen. So we have to realize that although they can affect the markets in the short term, where we get our long-term performance really comes back to the underlying companies. So I hope you found that helpful. As always, feel free to call us if you have any questions.